back on the East Coast, you hold me down, and I'm followed by your ghost all over town.
I always end up taking my glasses off because there's like a terrible reflection in the window and it just looks ridiculous. So I can't see you right now, but that's fine. I'm just going to be talking anyway. So how am I doing? First things first, let's get right to the juicy part. What is my weight at? I started beginning of, well, actually end of 2020, so like the tail end of December. I kind of rounded off now to January 1st, even if I started like a couple days before that. But from January 1st up until now, here is my weight journey portion of this, because let's be honest, this became so much more than just me initially wanting to lose weight to fix health issues. One thing would get fixed, but it would cause something else to get worse. So anyway, long story short, I have lost a total of and I'm so happy. This weight that I'm at now is nowhere near an acceptable weight for my height, but it's so much better than what I was at, so I can't be upset. I think back and I look back at tiny videos I filmed for myself where I talk and I say, if you could only get to 160, if you could only be 160, you would just be so happy. I'm so happy. Like, it was true. I am so happy, and it's just extra motivation now. I see it as anything extra now is just gravy, because honestly, I feel okay at this weight, you know? I could go through the rest of my life at this weight and I would be okay, and I wouldn't not want to go to parties or not swim in front of people or not buy new clothes or none of those things. Like, I would be okay. And I'm okay with having curves. I'm a mom, I've had kids, my body does not look like that of a 20-something-year-old, and that's fine. It's not bad, it's just different, right? So that's that. Okay, in other news. My health took a nosedive, like a legit nosedive. I talked about it in the previous video. My iron got real low, like scary low. I ended up being off work for a little bit. I had blood work done. My hemoglobin, just to give you an idea. So I was hoping to be a candidate for iron infusions, which are not iron injections and which are not blood transfusions. It's an infusion, so it's mixed with saline and it's given through intravenous, but over like a long period, like 6 to 8 hours, depending on how much you need to receive. So you're sitting in a chair at the hospital receiving this infusion, like IV, for hours and hours and hours. It's very slow. That treatment costs a fortune. That's what I was hoping to get. They start giving that type of an infusion to women, mostly, when their hemoglobin is lower than like 99, between 99 and 95, you become like a candidate for that. My hemoglobin, wait for it, is at 101. So no, I'm not a candidate for that, even though it's insanely low. So that's what the blood work showed. It showed a few other things. The B vitamins were low, even though I'm taking a B supplement. I'll get into that. And other stuff was also not good. One thing that was amazing though that my doctor said to me was, she said, I don't know what you're doing, but your cholesterol is amazing. So I was like, I got one good news. Yay, my cholesterol's good, which is nice after having been on keto for so long. So I was happy about that. And then she talked about getting iron injections. They literally inject, like it's black, and they inject it into like your butt cheek or whatever, and wherever they inject it, like it stains your skin, it stains your body, like it's legit pure iron. They're out of it in Canada. Like, I don't know how to say it in English, en rupture de stock, like there's just none left. So she's like, even if I wanted to prescribe that to you, I can't get my hands on any. And then I'm not a candidate for the infusions. So we're kind of up a creek, right? that's why I wanted to go see the naturopathic doctor. I went to see her. It's a little woo kind of doctor stuff. It's not science, okay? So anywho, she compared what she was going to do to me to acupuncture, but like a modern version of it. So it's all like hooked up to computers, and you're hooked up to like a monitor and a screen, and I was holding like one thing in my left hand with like just a piece of wood, and she wet my hand and it was connected to like her computer thing. And then my other hand, she would take like a little metal rod thing, and she would go like on my joints right here, and she'd press with the metal end of it. And then on the screen you'd see like a line, and it would like go, and she was trying all kinds of different foods. That's what I forgot to say. It was to test out my stomach sensitivity to food. She tested out everything under the sun, like all the meats, all the vegetables, all like the fish, the dairy. She tested out everything, and I was reacting to everything. I was having spikes with everything, and she's like, that's not possible, I don't understand. So then she decided to go, instead of just focusing on my stomach, she went like my gastrointestinal tract, so all the intestines and all of the digestive system. And then some stuff was tolerable, so like obviously beef, dairy, wheat, like gluten, corn, all these types of things, like I'm 100% intolerant to them. And then certain things are okay. She gave me lists. It's not important. The point is, what we discovered, the reason why nothing was good in my stomach, but some things were good in my lower GI tract, is because she said your stomach is completely whack. Like she said it's so sick, like it's full of ulcers, and it's so sick that it's not doing its digestive job properly, which is then causing my intestine to have to do the job of the stomach. So then the intestine isn't doing its job properly. That's causing breakage like in the lining of the intestine. So then technically like food is leaking out. That's what like leaky gut is. And that's like bacteria when it gets like to the bloodstream. So my body is producing antibodies to fight all this. And at a certain point, when like everything is just too inflamed and too sick, your body just starts fighting everything. Your body doesn't know anymore like what's good and what's bad and what's toxic and what's good. So it just is eliminating everything it can, which explains why my iron supplements I was taking, which anyone who knows anything about iron supplements, you are constipated when you take those, like legit, it's scary. I was just water. Just everything is going through me. Food, everything. Nothing was staying. So the naturopath doctor, she said, it's because your gut is so sick right now, like it's not holding on to anything. So she said you could literally drink pure iron and it wouldn't fix your anemia because you're not holding on to anything. So her plan is fix the stomach so it can work properly, which is then going to fix my gut so that it can do its job without having to do the stomach's job. Once my gut is healed somewhat, it will start absorbing nutrients better. Once it starts absorbing stuff, my iron's going to go back up. So it's like a long process. I have to be patient, I get that. In the meantime, she prescribed me, I have it here, a different type of iron. Okay, so there are different types of iron. The one you will most often get prescribed by your doctor is like the basic type, little red pills. This one is from the company called Metagenics. It's Hemogenics, and it's in a glass amber bottle. I started taking these pills, and within 3 days my diarrhea stopped. These pills also have copper in them, they have zinc, they have a whole complex of B vitamins as well. So I pay these out of my pocket because the doctor said they haven't been approved by Health Canada, so I can't have them prescribed, but I don't care. So I'm taking these. I'm taking another type of, it's called Gastro Relief, for my intestine to help it repair. So that kind of puts like it's almost like if you could picture gluing like saran wrap to the inside walls of my intestines so that all the holes don't like leak. So every time I take that between meals when my digestive system is technically empty, so that they can go line, and then when I eat, less stuff will seep through technically. But like the healing process where the walls have to like close back up, that takes a long time. There's nothing you can do about that. And I can't like not eat for months, right? So, which brings me to other issues caused by my anemia. Everybody knows I've been talking about my hair since the very first video. I started losing it. My hair is really long. As you can see, I've cut it again. Now it's super short. I cut it a few days ago because every time I run my fingers through it like this, like I lose hair. See, you can't see it, but there's a whole bunch of hair. And that was really, really getting me down. So I cut it again, and I'm still using those products I got from Australia. I don't know to what extent they're gonna help, seeing as like the doctor confirmed it and the naturopathic doctor both confirmed it. When you're that low on iron, your body is so not preoccupied with making sure you have pretty hair or pretty nails or pretty skin. There's like way more important stuff to focus on. So nothing I'm doing will hurt. It's still gonna like nourish my scalp and everything, but I can't expect to have like insane amazing results as of right now. I'm just gonna move like this because I'm gonna insert a bunch of crap here. A bunch of stuff. Sorry. It just came out. Oh my goodness, I have to tell you guys something, a little side note. My oldest son, who's in his 3rd year of high school, and in Quebec, like we don't have grade 7 and 8, so it's like grade 11, I guess. He had an oral production to do about, he picked his topic, why is the sky blue? So it's like a scientific thing. He was like, he's the most perfect child. Like, he's so kind. He'll say something that isn't true, and I'll be like, Maddox, are you lying? And he's like, yes, Mom, I'm sorry. Like, right away. And he'll own up to everything, and he like is so honest, and he's studying every night, even on the weekends. Like, he's that kid. Like, he's like the perfect kid where you're like, how did I get this kid? Anyway, he was so nervous on his presentation. He said he swore in front of the class, like during his presentation. He said, why is the bleeping sky blue? He came home saying, hey Mom, I got 92% on my oral production. I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. He's like, yeah. I was like, what's wrong? And he says, I would have got 100. And I was like, well, what happened? Did you have like a memory blank or something? He's like, no, I lost points because I had my language was too familiar. I was like, what do you mean too familiar? He's like, oh. And then I could see in his face, and he's like, I said a bad word. I was like, what? In front of the class, like in front of your teacher? He's like, yeah, I did it for comedic effect. I was like, who are you? What are you anyway, that was hilarious, but I'm sorry. Try and keep it clean here. So, what was I saying? What was I even saying before that? I was saying 30 pounds. And that's counting. I did 3 months super strict, and then I fell way off the wagon month 4. And then month 5 is when I got like full on anemic and was having meat. And so technically was like way off the wagon. And still 30 pounds. Like, what? Anyone who says this is not, and it doesn't, and you have to count and weigh and measure, and you're wrong. You're just wrong. There's no way to fail if you're eating whole foods that are plant-based and you're following a concept of a 50-50 plate. Starches, non-starches. There's no way to fail. There are a lot of details you can follow.
Sauces or not sauces, fats or not, should you have nuts, should you put cashews in your sauces or not, should you omit the salt, blah, blah, blah.
But technically, like, you can't fail. Even if you were to do all the things they say don't for weight loss, you're still gonna lose weight. And it's still gonna fix so many issues. Anyway, this is not what I want to talk about. I'm just excited that I lost 30 pounds, and I didn't think it was possible. And I'm so thankful that you know what? I actually wrote a comment under one of Plantiful Kiki's Instagram posts today, and she replied back like half an hour ago. She was like, you go girl, congratulations. And I was like, it feels like a tap on the shoulder from someone who knows. I'm sure she knows exactly how I'm feeling, like my size, my weight, my insecurities, my health issues, my age, all the things. So it was really cool to get like that little congrats on the shoulder from her. It's so hard when you're not feeling well and you don't know what to do and people suggest stuff and you're like, if I don't do it, they're just gonna say, well, we try and help you and you don't want to get help. And if I do it, well, then I'm compromising like myself. I don't want to eat animal products, like I don't. And I can't believe that that's the only solution. It doesn't make sense to me. Therefore, I'm struggling right now because the people who love me and care about me just want me to get better. And it would be so easy to just, you know, cave and eat the stuff and get better for them, but I wouldn't be better, you know? So it's like, it's hard, it's a struggle. You don't think it's gonna be, but it is. I'm thinking this summer, I feel like maybe trying something a little different and going live a couple times here and there, because I'd really like to interact with you guys, like live, that we can talk and exchange. That would be so fun. So I don't know if I could do it like on Instagram, on my Instagram page, or on here. I'm not sure yet. But if that's something that some people would be interested in, just chatting about like how your guys' experience is going, any tips or tricks or stuff you've gone through that maybe I can give you tips and tricks about, like, I don't know. If that sounds like something that could be fun, I was thinking like once a week or something, we could do a live and chat. And I'll give you guys updates on what I'm eating and what I'm doing and how it's going. And likewise. So, yeah. I guess that's it. Other than that, I'm back at work. Work is crazy. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on at work. I should do a whole segment just about what's going on at work. Nacho is still there. She actually got into it with the other nurse I work with, so I was like, I was just hanging back and watching, and I was like, well, you know, she got into it with me and no one said anything, no one stepped in, no one defended me, so I'm just gonna eat my popcorn and watch the show. But anyway, I don't know, I think maybe she's starting to see that like I'm not a new kid, and maybe she's kind of lucky to have me on her team, and she should start appreciating, because now stuff is moving around. The mental health wards from everywhere in the region are all being like condensed together, so we're gonna get extra people from other places, so we're gonna be like more people. And because I have a permanent post and the one nurse has a permanent post and Nacho does not, she might get put somewhere else, so she's being real nice right now. So that's kind of cool. I don't hate going to work anymore. Stay true to what you want. There's always a way to figure it out where you can stay true to you and still be good for yourself. So trust in that. Listen to your own voice before listening to everybody else's. Okay? I love you guys. Have a great weekend, and I will see you soon.